Sure, was normal.
Normal.
Tomorrow I'll go to Guadalajara.
You're gonna go to Guadalajara tomorrow
Yeah, so
on business or on vacation?
on business
On business.
because
Wow, you're extending your business.
yeah, more or less.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, teacher. I'm gonna deliver a pair of sneakers, and a part of that, I'm gonna purchase some tickets of a concert, but I want to do in person because there are a lot of uh, people who says one thing and at the end is another completely thing, and so that's why I'm gonna do it in person.
But does it, you don't have to give me prices, of course, but does it pay to go to Guadalajara to deliver sneakers and then does it pay for the trip? Or that's
Mm,
considering the cost of the tickets? Maybe you wanted to buy the tickets anyway and you take advantage to deliver the sneakers?
I'm gonna buy two for 7 tickets, and I sold 2 tickets. For example, I sold two tickets of those 7 tickets, and the price of those tickets were of 13,000 each ticket.
13,000 each ticket?
Hmm.
Do you mind if I ask what kind of tickets are those? Thir- I mean, 13,000. Let me guess. Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. It's not for a concert, right?
Yeah, it's from a concert.
For a concert, 13,000 pesos. Well, it must be one of, must be, well, John Lennon cannot be because he was killed. He's already dead. 13,000 pesos for a concert. Wow. Who
Yeah.
would that be? It's not Bruno Mars because I remember that my daughters went to see Bruno Mars to Guadalajara.
Mhm.
And I think they were saving for 1 year. They said to me, Dad, we want to go to see Bruno Mars. Okay, go. But you need to start saving because I'm not paying for 1 cent for him. No, but come on, Dad. No, I'm not paying 1 cent. Not one peso. 1 cent I'm not paying. If you want to go see him, I take you. I pay for the trip. I pay everything, but I'm not paying for the ticket 1 cent. I don't know how much it cost, but they were saving like for 1 year to go to that concert. And I took them to the Omni Pro Stadium of Atlas or Las Chivas. So I don't remember who's the owner of that stadium. In Zapopan,
Mm,
the
in
Omni
that
Pro Stadium.
time, it was the Oriflame Stadium or Akron Stadium.
I think eventually it became the Akron, but back then
Mhm.
was the Omni Pro or some type of name of that kind, Mickey. I don't remember exactly,
I
but I
know
don't
that
know
the
what
owner was what's his name? Vergara, right?
Vergara was the.
The owner of the Chivas team and
Yeah,
the
it
stadium
was.
too.
He's not the owner anymore.
No, he passed away. I think 2 or 3 years ago. I think so.
He passed away.
Jorge Vergara. I remember his name.
Jorge
Yeah.
Vergara, yes, Jorge Vergara.
Hmm.
Ah, okay. Well, let me guess then. It's not Bruno Mars, right?
Nope.
But it's a famous international. It's a celebrity, right?
Yeah, he's
Must
female.
female. It's not Shakira,
Nope.
but it's more or less as famous as Shakira or more.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I would say he's one of the most famous female artists in the actuality, and she has a long career. I didn't notice until yesterday. I was searching more about it. Uh, she started 12, 13 years ago, her music career.
Well, let me guess. Is she American?
Yeah, it's American.
She's American. Okay. How old is she now, more or less? Let me guess. I'm gonna cheat, but not too much. Famous
Mm,
female. Is she a singer?
yeah, singer.
How old is she?
I don't know, probably
Approximately.
30.
Okay, her theories. Let me see. Popular singers of no, no, no. It's about who are okay, who are about 30 years old. 30-year-old singers: Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus. Saint Malik. No, it's a woman, right? Demi
Yeah, it's a
Lovato
woman.
is one of these.
Nope.
No. Madeline Bailey, Jade Thirlwall, August. No, this is a man. Rosalia,
I think that
IU.
those artists, their birthday is in that month, or 30-year-old singers.
30
Uh,
year old singers. They're all
she
singers.
has 33 years old.
She's 33 years
I'm
old.
shocked.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me see. This is like a trivia. Let me see if I can find her. And she's American, right? American.
she's
Well, this is
American.
very easy. I mean, and with the help of the computer, if I don't find it in 1 minute, that's a crime. So, American famous singer, famous female singer who is uh, 30 or 30, 31 or 32 years old.
33.
33 years old. Wow, that must be enough. 33-year-old females. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's her?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift. Okay, what do you know about her?
To be honest, I don't know so much about her, but I know that her tickets sell very well. That's why I purchased. For
You purchased
example,
them.
I
13,000
I
pesos.
yeah, I paid for three of them, and the rest of the tickets I'm gonna pay in person. And I paid the other two tickets because I knew the person, and that's why I have the confidence to do it. But the price per ticket was of 13,000, and it was three tickets, so in total were um, 33, no,
39,000
39,000.
pesos
Yeah,
that
until
you
I'm
invested.
noticing. Yeah, and
Wow,
apart of that, I'm gonna
amazing.
pay four tickets there in Guadalajara tomorrow. And I sold two of those of 13,000. I sold each one in 25,000, so I won 12,000 per ticket, and I have one pending. So I need to sell the another four, but that's why I purchased.
Wow, Mickey, you are becoming a real businessman. Mitch, hello, good afternoon. How are you, Mitch?
Good afternoon, teacher. How's it going?
Well, you and I need to start taking some lessons from Mickey. He's buying anything that you buy at 13,000 and you sell at 25. Boy, we better take some lessons here with this man.
Yeah, he knows pretty much about it.
Well, look at this. He made in one move as much as I make in one school in a month. So buy at 13,000 and then
Nice.
sell at 25,000.
Mhm.
So in one phone call, you made as much as I make in a month at Jean Piaget. Profit, profit. What do you think of that, Mitch?
Pretty nice.
Very nice, right? What does
Mhm.
it take to get there, Mickey? Tell us your secret.
Mm, uh, I don't know if there's a secret, but I'm always checking the groups on Facebook, and for example, if I'm gonna buy a ticket from a concert, I check if it's a big demand on the concert. For example, in this case, this concert was exclusive because not all people could buy those tickets. It's the first time here in Mexico that there was like a different way of selling, and they send you an email, and if in this mail say that you are available to purchase, you only have the link to purchase, not like in the rest of the concerts that there's like a virtual line that you need to wait and see if you can get those tickets. So you need to be invited from a specific email, and if you're not, you can't. So it was more exclusive for that reason.
Well, let me ask you something. And you sell a ticket for a concert at 25,000 pesos.
Yeah.
Who has, I mean, who has 25,000 pesos to buy to spend in 2 hours or 3 hours or four, I don't know how much, how much time, but it needs to be, I don't know, maybe the governor or the son of the governor. I didn't know there were people who bought anything a ticket for a concert at 25,000 pesos. That's ridiculous. I mean, excuse me for giving. Maybe I'm in another league, but 25,000 pesos for a ticket.
Yeah. Uh, to be honest, let's imagine that I have that money, but I wouldn't pay a ticket for that price. But yeah, there are
Well,
people who pay that.
well, yeah, exactly. I guess there are people who have the money to buy that and many other things, right? What do you think of the price, Mitch? 25,000 for a concert to go to see Taylor Swift. I'm sure that she's a fantastic lady, a uh, fantastic singer, a fantastic artist. But
Mm,
25,000 pesos is almost one eighth of a car, of a good car. What do you think, Mitch?
maybe okay. If you are a very huge fan of her, or and you have a lot of money, or maybe from other country, American or European, maybe that cost it's not that much for you, but maybe for a promedium average person or from of every person of Latin America could be a lot. It is a lot.
Well, let me convert this to dollars. 25,000 pesos divided into what is the dollar, Mickey? 17 pesos.
Yeah.
So this is 17,000 divided by 17 is $1,500. I mean, let's see. Let me look up in internet. Can I? What is the average? What is the average cost of a ticket to see? What's the name of the girl? Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
Swift. Let's see. It. Oh, well, look at that. As low as 1,200 and as high as $18,000 to go to a concert of Taylor Swift. $18,000 is what? Maybe it's the cost of my house. Let's see. $18,000. How much is that in pesos, Mitch?
Mm, 18.
Mm,
Oh,
300,000.
300,000. Yeah, with three tickets, you can buy my house. Well, yeah. With three tickets of this concert, you could buy my house. Look at that.
mm,
Yeah. For example, something that I've noticed, if you check in reselling pages of tickets here in Mexico, for example, there's Viagogo, StubHub. There are some websites that you can purchase your tickets. Uh, some some people who purchase their tickets in those websites are from United States, so I think that they prefer to come to Mexico and do all those how say expenses
Expenses, yes.
instead of paying a ticket there in United States or in Europe.
Yeah,
Because,
plus what's the cost of a flight from, let's say, from the Mid East or from the West to the U.S.? $600, $500. So total they spend $2,000, $2,000, 200 instead of five or $10,000, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Still, is the cost of a car. I mean, $200,000 you can buy a car with that, right?
Hmm.
More or less. No, but wait, $2,000. I'm sorry, $2,000 is not a car. $2,000 is 17. What is this, Mitch?
Um,
$2,000,
Uh,
34,000. No, it's 34,000.
10,000.
Yeah, 34,000 pesos. No, it's not much. No, it's really. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not something that you would buy a car with.
yeah.
Well, anyways, Mickey, congratulations. You're doing great. I'm
Thank you, teacher.
surprised by your talent in business, and hopefully, um, maybe through the lessons, I can get a little bit of that, and Mitch too, right? Or maybe Mitch is the same. How are you in business, Mitch?
Well, I don't have too much experience about it, but I heard some ways that Mickey do in their little business. I learned some things of him.
From him. Excellent. And let me ask you something a bit personal, but it's not intrusive. It's not intrusive. Who is in the business talent in home, Mickey? From your mother's side, from your dad's side, maybe a little bit from both, from friends? Where do you get this talent from? Or you developed it on your own, or how is
By
that?
his by his own.
On his own?
Okay.
My son?
On your own, by his own. Yeah, now by his own. I learned that on
I
his
own. Oh
own.
Bro,
no, I made
His
confused.
own. No, no, no.
yes.
It sounds on his son. Sounds like that, right? But it's a
Yeah.
game of words. You see this
Oh no.
on his son, but it's actually the first one. But it
Mhm.
sounds like the second one, Mitch.
Oh no.
Yes, yes, yes. On his on, not on his son, which is a game of words. So you learned this on your own, Mickey?
Yeah, probably because, well, my mom is teacher, my dad too. So I always been interested um, on money and how to do businesses or how to get knowledge in those areas. And I learned some tendencies that normally happen when, for example, a concert is coming or sneakers or whatever. So I think that it was on my own, for my
Yeah,
own.
but you know that also. Let's give some credit to your parents or maybe your grandparents. There is always a foundation, right? And the foundation for good business, maybe you are doing something new in this generation, which normally
Hmm.
happens, right? The same thing happens with my daughters as well. They
Hmm.
add some features to their work, and it is all based on hard work, right? Hard. Oh, let me put this here. Hard work, hard work. And then there is a second layer, which is maybe entrepreneurship, right? Maybe in this generation, you said, well, I'm going to add a new um, step to my career, which is going to be exactly that, right? Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship. And then in maybe 5 or 10 years, or in 15 years, your kids are going to add something new to the generation. They're going to say, maybe I'm sure that Mitch and you are very creative, but maybe your kids will be incredibly creative or something. So every new generation is adding something new to
Hmm.
the legacy of the family. What do you think about this concept, Mitch? That each generation adds up or incorporates something new based on their parents or grandparents' work. Do you think it more or less makes sense? Let's say that your parents had a foundation on hard work, discipline, and persistence. Mickey's and your generation have the entrepreneurship. You decide to start a business. And maybe next generation, your kids or nephews or nieces will add something to the legacy of the family. What do you think of this idea of incorporating something additional to the legacy of the family? What do you think about that? Mickey or Mitch?
It is Mitch turn.
Ah, you mean like the way that
Yeah,
the kids erase the talent from their parents is like something generative for other factors the children could give even more talent than their parents.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I am thinking that you inherit the talent of your parents. For example, I am supposing, and I'm pretty sure that is true, that your parents are or were, I mean, are because they are still alive, thank God. You inherited the hard work, the discipline, the honesty, the good traits of them. That's a foundation. Your
Mhm.
generation, me and you, well, let's say, I'm just assuming, you guys start a business, you are brave, daring, you innovate, you do something new, you start a business, right? So you inherit your parents' hard work and you become entrepreneurial. Then the next generation, your kids, Mickey's children, will have something new, probably an extreme creativity or something new. I don't know, but that is, as you say, Mitch, generational. That you incorporate something new to your parents' generation. That your children or Mickey's children will incorporate something new to the next generation. But that's only my concept of what I think how families work. What do you think? Maybe I am wrong, and it's just fortitude, it's luck, or is it something that is really a pattern? New generations add up something new to the legacy of their families. What do you think of the concept?
Mitch or me?
Well, let's begin with Mitch, and then you, Mickey, please.
I think I
Do you?
lost the
Yes,
concept.
yes, okay. I am assuming, I am supposing that the generation of your parents is a generation of hardworking people, people who work with discipline, with decision, with dedication, with honesty, etc. Right? I'm saying that that is the generation of your parents.
Mhm.
Do you agree with the concept?
Mm, yes.
Okay. The next generation is Mickey's, Luis's, and Mitch's generation. In this generation, besides, in addition to hard work, you guys also have entrepreneurship, emprendedurismo, right? You start a business. Mickey starts a business. Maybe Luis will start a business. Okay, this is the next generation. The next generation, when you get married, when you have your children, and when they become adolescents or young adults, they will incorporate a new talent in addition to hard work and entrepreneurship. That's a supposition. What do you think of this idea, Mitch? That each new generation brings in something new to the legacy of the family. What is your idea about this concept? Is it true? Is it false? It has nothing to do, or yes, there is a correlation? Is probable? What do you think?
Well, I think it's probable. I'm talking from the ignorance because we have to see the history data. That's how the new generations has changing. Um, were changing. Um, and maybe for example, the creativity way or another more that we right now we don't know. It's a possibility. Just well, we can make our theories about it, but we don't know. But yes,
Okay, so it's
bring us something new.
okay. Well, that's a concept. Thank you, Mitch. Mickey, what do you think?
Mm, Probably, I think that is not like something uh, talking about family. I think that is because times are changing in general. For example, probably the way in how uh, or grandparents or parents work, it is completely different than the way in how uh, we can work in the actuality. For example, I know that in the past people did hard work in so many things, and I think that, for example, now people try to reduce times in work or try to be more creative. So probably
Cre-
creative, yeah. So Probably something about our generation, that the generations we suppose that must improve, and that's why those things happen.
Okay. But do you agree with the concept that the previous generation provides some type of influence or basement, at least, as a minimum, a basement for the next
Hmm.
generation?
Yeah.
And when I see a foundation, a basement, I refer to the ethics of work,
Hmm.
which is an important concept. Ethics of work. Uh, Examples of success. Uh, New ideas. Um, New, I'm going to say daring new concepts. What is daring, Mitch?
Eh, Encantador o querido.
No, that is daring. Daring or
I see it in a series.
daring is atrevido,
¿Debido?
atrevido, osado. So you are daring, you are valiant, you are brave. You try new concepts, new ideas that probably our parents were not prepared or were not ready or didn't have the information or the motivation or the knowledge or the resources to do. Maybe you try something new. You say, Mickey, I'm gonna do a new business. Well, if I fail, I always have the backup of my parents. I have a house to live. My parents are gonna tell me, well, you had this problem, but I give you support. You have my help, etc., etc. Right? Maybe our parents or our grandparents didn't have that opportunity. So
Yeah.
I'm just making a supposition. So that is the foundation. It's like what do you call these acrobats? Have you been to the circus, Mitch? I'm sure you have
Yes,
many
days
times.
ago.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Did you see the acrobats?
yes.
What happens if they fall?
They hoard themselves.
I don't think so. Well, I hope they
Mm-mm.
don't. Why not? Because they're doing their acrobacies here, right? In this area, here, in this
But
area.
what about if they fail?
Well, if they fail, what is this little thing that is under them, beneath them? What is this thing, Mickey? Here. What is this thing? What's the name of this thing?
Um, mm,
It's a
it's like
net,
trampoline. Okay.
a trampoline. Yeah, well, no, this thing is a net. You know what a net is?
Mm, it's like
A net is a red.
mhm.
So if they fall, they don't hurt themselves because there is a net protecting them. I'm sure that you have seen that in the circus because they every time I went to the circus, um, acrobats net. Let me see images. Acrobat, acrobat net, acrobat net, safety net. It's a safety net. Let me see if there are images. Okay, look at this picture. If an acrobat falls, you always have the net, right?
Yeah.
It's called safety net. All right. So, well, the same here. If you fail in your entrepreneurial undertaking in your business, you have a net, you have the family, which is a fantastic thing, right?
Hmm.
But if you succeed, well, that's fabulous. But then you are valiant, you're brave, you are brave to undertake uh, the decision to start a business. Would you like to start, or maybe you already have a business, Mitch? Are you gonna do something like that? Maybe to
Um,
sell. What do you think?
that are going to sell something?
Yeah, maybe sell your designs, but from your company, not from another person's company, but from your own company. Maybe, I don't know if now, maybe sometime in the future, 2, 3, 5 years, I don't know. But do you think that eventually one day you will have your own design company where you'll design uh, all kinds of videos, drawings, paintings, software?
Well, actually, currently I'm working in some kind of comic to give myself to promote myself in the media, and if the things were going well, I could go from another areas, reach another areas or strategies. But something like that, maybe something independent, not like a level as a company. I'm not very interested about it, but right now, but yeah, something similar,
Well, then you more or less are becoming a freelancer,
maybe.
right? Let me look up for the definition of freelancer if it's okay with you. Um, what is a freelancer? I'm going to consult my old friend, well, my new friend actually. What is a freelancer? What is a freelancer? Uh, Here it is a definition, which I like very much. Let's take a look at it. Maybe you can read the first paragraph, Mitch, please. What is a freelancer?
Um, He's a self-employed individual who offers services to clients on a project by basis rather than being employed by a single employer on a long-term basis. Freelancers are also sometimes referred to as independent contractors or gig workers. They typically work in fields such as writing, graphic design, web development, or photography, consulting, and many other creative or professional industries. Freelancers have the freedom to choose their own clients, set their own rates, and determine their own working hours and conditions. They often work remotely, either from home or designated workspace, and may collaborate with clients online or in person, depending on the nature of the work.
Okay, very good. So this more or less resembles yourself, or what do you
Yes.
think?
Yes,
All
I
right.
would like to be a freelancer then, but also working in an enterprise, doing the both things. At least the thing that I want to do is something that I like very much and it's very fun to me. Then I don't have biggies.
Very nice. All right, thank you, Mitch. Let me ask Mickey to please read the next two paragraphs. Mickey, can you do that, please?
Mhm. As independent workers, freelancers are responsible for managing their own business affairs, including finding clients, negotiating contracts, invoicing clients, and managing their finances. They are not entitled to employee benefits, such as health insurance or paid time off, and are typically responsible for their own taxes and insurance. Freelancing can offer flexibility, variety in work projects, and the opportunity to work with a diverse range of clients. However, it also requires self-discipline, self-motivation, and the ability to manage multiple projects simultaneously. Many freelancers enjoy the autonomy and control over their work that freelancing provides, but it also comes with the responsibility of running a small business and constantly seeking new clients and projects.
Yes, which is the part where many people stumble. Some people stumble. Do you know what stumble is?
Like tropezarse or dificultar.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Stumble is like tropezar, right?
Mhm.
People stumble with some seeking new clients, and that is at times difficult because you need to be on the look, you need to be attentive. It's not only doing the technical part, but you need to be doing the commercial part. So, in a way, you combine uh, technical activities with commercial activities. Among them, selling What else is commercial, Mickey or Mitch?
Mm,
Promoting,
promoting, selling, promoting, advertising.
advertising,
Mm,
mm, publicizing, which they are all similar but not exactly the same.
yeah.
Publicizing, etc. Right? Well, and technical activities obviously is like if you are a graphic designer, well, you need to design, you need to draft, sometimes you need to program, you need to choose or select, yeah, um, choose uh, s- design software. What else do you do as a software expert, Mitch? What else you have to do, technically speaking?
Software expert.
If you, let's say that you are an artist that works with software, what else you have to do?
Uh,
Technically speaking, not commercially, but technically.
mm, but yes, yes. Almost is commercially speaking. Technical activities: design, draft, program, choose a design software,
Well, you have to learn the features of the program, right?
learn,
Yes or
inform
no?
yourself about the concept.
Well, yeah. Establish
Mhm.
the concept. Establish and analyze the concept.
Yes,
Sometimes you not only have to analyze it, but you have to discuss it with the client. Discuss it with the client. Sometimes you believe that the client needs something, but in reality he needs something different. So you need to discuss it with the client, technically speaking, right?
yes.
Technically. Discuss with the client technically. What else?
Uh, like the activities. No, it's not like animate,
Animate,
edit,
edit,
photography.
edit, photography.
Oh well, edit and photography could be
Okay.
separate.
So edition and photography.
Mm.
Well, separate. All right.
Video,
Video
video,
development.
development.
And you also need an edition, right? Because you also need to edit the video, I suppose.
Yes, well, yeah, edition they bring could be in every area.
All right. Well, you're right. You edit every single aspect of your production. Well, as you can see, you have technical activities and commercial activities that go hand in hand. But then you work as a freelancer, and you become more or less like Mickey. Mickey, you consider yourself a freelancer?
Mm,
Does it match
yeah,
the definition? Yes.
yeah, part. Obviously, I would like to work in. I don't know. My dream job is working, obviously, in the things that I'm doing and doing other businesses. But probably, if I work in a company, that I would like to be in. How do you say? Like home office.
Home office. Like for
Yeah,
which company would you like to work? What type of
I don't
company would
know.
you like to work for?
Probably an technological company.
Working at technology, like which one? Or what type of
Um,
technology would you like to use?
I don't know. For example, I would like to work for Amazon or those kind of brands.
Okay, let's see. Similar brands, similar to Amazon.
To Amazon.
Let's see which brands are similar to Amazon. eBay, Walmart, Alibaba, Target, Best Buy, Etsy, Online marketplace. Do you know all of them, or some of them are new?
I don't know. Let's see.
Etsy.
Etsy, well, it's there. An online marketplace that focuses on handmade, vintage, and unique items. I once met a friend. I once met a guy in Cuba. His name was Javier, a guy from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
He was extremely brilliant. Young guy, he was what, 35, 34. That was 4 years ago when I went to Cuba to play a chess tournament. And he worked from home. He arranged as a programmer, not as a negotiator, but as a programmer,
Mm-hmm.
he fixed the website to arrange bets for a site in England. So, you know what a bet is? Bet?
Apuestas.
Yes. So there were some gamblers that like to bet, right? They
Mm-hmm.
place bets and gamblers on soccer. And this young man developed the sites to entice people to bet on soccer games. He didn't explain exactly or in detail how the site worked or how his job was, but he had to move countries constantly. Why? I don't know. He didn't say. I asked him a couple of times. He avoided the answer. But he said that the taxes were very different in Latin America than in Singapore, than in Japan, than in he lived he had lived in all the world. In Singapore, in Costa Rica was the last place. Costa Rica. He would like to live in Cuba, except that it was a very poor service for internet. But
Yeah.
other than that, he would be extremely happy because Cuba is very cheap. He had lived in Taiwan. He had lived in obviously in London, England, and he was from Sevilla, Spain.
Mm.
And this young man did home office, but fixing bets on soccer games in England. What do you think of this profession, Mickey?
Um, to be honest, it's great, and it's something that I would like to do. My dream job is like that. I can is like imagine that I like to work in any part in the world, and there's no problem if I don't access to an office. That would be my dream job.
Okay.
And
How? Yes, yes, Mickey, go on.
it is great, and I think that some companies are using this model because obviously they don't pay the same in services that, for example, if you need to maintain a building, well, you obviously do expenses, but if you have um your people working in their home, you don't pay light, you don't pay internet. So I think that it's there are advantages on that too.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I tell you about Sophie, my daughter. She works for a Dutch company, Dutch
Hmm.
Dutch company, and what
Hmm.
she does is that she works as a call center
Hmm.
assistant, where she makes phone calls
Hmm.
to people who are close to retiring or people who are retired. People who are retiring, retiring, or retired. And she offers pension plans representing this Dutch company.
Hmm.
But what happens is that these guys have a database. They have a database and they tell you, okay, you need to call three people in Latin America. You need to call three people in Europe. Three people. They give you targets. Three, three people, oops, in Europe and three people in Canada. Today. Tomorrow, your target is to call two people in Australia, one person, wherever, etc. So they give you a daily plan. And you need to
Hmm.
be calling these people during the day and offer them a pension plan or a retirement plan or something connected with the retirement. So most of the people are in their 60s, 70s, mostly older people, mostly.
Mhm.
And some of them are in Europe, so you need to talk. You need to call them in English. Some
Mhm.
of the people, like in Latin America, well, are Latin, so you need to be speaking in English. But it's a great job because it's very flexible. The Europeans find a person or found a person that can speak English and can speak Spanish, and that's very convenient because if you want flexibility, you need to find a person who speaks both languages. Not only you could think of an American that speaks a perfect English, and well, most of them, but then if you want to attack the market of Latin America, you're handicapped. Or
Yeah.
if you want to attack the market of Latin America, you hire a Mexican, a Venezuelan, a Colombian, an Argentinian. But then you need to talk to Europe. You need to call Europe. Oh, well, I need to hire another person. But on the other hand, if you are bilingual, you can go to the northern countries anywhere in the world, even Russia, or you can go to Latin America. That's a huge market. How many people, Mitch? Let's see if you can find this information. How many people are there in Latin America? How many
Okay.
people live, please? How many people live in Latin America? How many millions?
Um, in 2021, the total population estimate in America Latina and the Caribbean was approximately of six
100,
640
640
millions.
million.
Mhm.
640 million is what, Mickey? More than 50% of China, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that in China the population is more than 1,000 million, right? Or more than
1,000.
1,000, almost 1 million and a half. Well, 1,000 million and a half.
Really? You're
Yeah, I think so.
saying 1.5 billion people?
More or less. Probably a little bit
Is that
less than that
true?
number, but yeah, more or less.
Population of China. Yes, you're right. 1.4 billion. Wow. 1.4. Well, it's almost 50% of the population of China, the market in Latin America. Imagine that you were able to sell anything to half the people of China.
Yeah.
Imagine. Even if you make 1 peso profit, you would make 640 million pesos profit, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why China is so important now in the quality because there are a lot of Chinese people, and well, we have seen the consequences in the economy too. For the most important brands, some of them are from China, and that was something that didn't occur in the past.
Yeah, that is true. In communications, in mechanics, in medicine, in every field now. Yes, China is taking over. It's probably the next empire.
Yeah.
But we want to seek to develop ourselves. So, okay, well, thank you, Mitch. 640 million. So, what type of business? I mean, how many people speak English not natural? How many people speak English in the world? Let's see if you can find that information. How many people speak English in the world? Okay, you tell me that.
Around 7.8 billion.
Well,
What? 7.8 billion?
Uh-huh.
that's all the population.
That's the population in the world?
Oh, no, 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 sorry, sorry, sorry. 1.3, yes,
Billion.
billion.
Billion is twice as much as the Latin American people. Do you agree, more or less?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let me make this. I'm gonna do this. Bear with me for a second, please. I'm gonna divide this pie in three sections. Uh, Tell me if it's incorrect, Mickey or Mitch. If you find a mistake, let me know, please. One third speak Spanish. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's more or less 640
Mm-hmm.
million speak Spanish, and 1.3, which is more or less 640 times two. What is 640 times two, Mickey?
6 times 2, 1000, 80, 1280.
What million?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me, Mitch or Mickey, that this is more or less the same as 1.3 million?
Yeah.
More or less 1.3 billion, right? So let's say that the areas in blue, what color do you like, Mitch? Give me a color, please. Orange,
Turquoise?
turquoise. Well, first of all, you need to tell me what is turquoise. This?
No.
I like
Yes.
more or less. Well, this is turquoise. Okay, turquoise. Well, the people in turquoise color speak English.
Okay.
Of course, I need to put in another color. Let's see, black. Speak English. And a color for Spanish-speaking people, Mickey, please.
Um, Red.
Red. Okay. Okay. Let me just. Okay. So red, and let me put this in white. In white then. And 640 million speak Spanish. All right. Well, what's your potential market when you speak Spanish or English?
They speak Spanish?
Yeah. No. 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 What is your total potential market? Oh, what I'm doing. What is your potential market when you speak Spanish and English? What's your potential market?
Uh, 600, 1000, almost
2
2
billion,
billion.
almost
Yeah,
2 billion.
almost a
So let's
billion.
say that you can reach one third of the world.
Mhm.
Is that true, more or less?
Yeah.
One third of the world can be your client. In business terms,
Yeah.
more or less. Okay, let's say the million has 7 billion and you can reach 2 billion. That is 2 divided into 7, slightly less than 30%. Let's say 28, 27%.
Hmm.
That's a lot of people. What do you think?
Yeah, it is. A lot of people.
Yeah, right. And so what is your value as a person if you can speak English and Spanish? Because you think, well, I already speak Spanish, that's granted, that has no value. Oh, well, wait a minute, it has a lot of value because you can access. Mitch found 640 million people just naturally, right? Just naturally you can access 640 million. In addition, you can access uh, 1.2 1.2 billion because you speak English. So in total, you can access 2 billion people because you are bilingual. And that's something that people don't give too much attention to. But just consider a market in which you can access 2 billion people.
Yeah.
What do you like? Imagine, okay, Mitch, you're gonna sell something and you're going to make a peso profit, but you're gonna sell to 2 billion people. Do you think you would be happy with 2 billion pesos or
Imagine
not?
that.
Okay. Now let me ask you the magic question, Mickey or Mitch. What can you sell to 2 billion people?
Hmm. What can I say? So many things. Could be goods or services. For example, what Sophie does, she sells well the different types of insurance, right, to people.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
So there is a big field to cover, and there are a lot of things that are essential. So we can focus on that, on things that we need to use for a living.
Well, exactly. Although when you sell something to the elderly, to older people, obviously you are segmenting the market. You are choosing a narrow market, which is the elderly. Well, I say narrow is not narrow; it's a fraction of the 2 billion. But you have databases, and you can access those 2 billion people. Those are pension plans, like Sophie. Mm, if you sell sneakers, you can sell sneakers to 2 billion people, Mickey. If you sell software, well, how would you sell software or art to 2 million people, Mitch?
Uh, art, maybe not, but a software, if I mm, yeah, if I show their advantages and functions, if it is workful for many people, if the price is accessible and public, uh, and if it has a good marketing.
Okay, I don't know if I ever told you the story of my portfolio in Oregon. Did
No,
I tell
sure.
you that story, Mickey? No.
Nope.
I had a very nice portfolios in Oregon when I went to do my master's, and
Mm-hmm.
one of my teachers that had worked for Intel, no, I'm sorry, for Texas Instruments, took my portfolio that cost me $50. About at that time, it was like 50 times 10 was 500 pesos, more or less $50, because the peso was then 10 pesos per dollar when I went to the US. And he took it and showed it to the students and told them, "Hey, Jimmy, would you buy these portfolios at $80?" And Jimmy said, "Yes, of course." And then he continued increasing the price. He said, "Hey, Patty, would you buy these portfolios at $100?" She said, "Yes, of course." And then he told another person, "Hey, Lupita, would you buy these portfolios at 120?" And she says, "Well, yeah, maybe yes." And then he continued, and, "Hey, Will, would you buy these portfolios at $200?" And he said, "Well, maybe yes, maybe not." But then he went to the other side and he said, "Hey, whoever, Johnny, would you buy these portfolios at $60?" You know what Johnny said? He said, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's bad quality."
Hmm.
And then he went further down and he said, "Hey, Patrick, would you buy these portfolios at $40?" You know what he said? He said, he said, "No, I don't think so." And then he asked him, "Why?" "Well, $40 must be a lousy job, must be a very lousy work, very bad quality or something." What is the idea of this experiment, Mitch or Mickey? What is the idea?
Uh,
I think that normally people believes that if something has the highest value, it includes the best quality or best materials or best whatever. And occasions there's not always a correlation, but I think that it's a way of thinking that so many people have.
Exactly, exactly. What do you think, Mitch? What do you think of this experiment?
Sorry, teacher, I distracted.
Well, there is a portfolio. The portfolios that I was carrying in the US had a price, had a cost of $50. It was leather. It was very nice. That's more than 20 years ago, 1997, 25 years ago, when I was doing my master's in the US. So one of my teachers took the portfolios and showed it to the students, and he asked them, "Would you pay $80 for these portfolios?" And the answer was immediate yes, yes, of course. And then he went up and he said, "Would you buy?" He asked another student, "Would you buy these portfolios for $100?" And the immediate answer was yes. And then he continued, 120. And the other student said, "Well, yes, but well, I don't know. Yeah, probably yes." And then he kept increasing the price. He went to $200. And the student said, "Well, I don't know. Probably not," because it was too expensive. But then he went to the other side. He went down in the price. He said, "Hey, Patty, would you buy the portfolios for $60?" And she said, "Well, I don't know. Maybe not because probably it's good, bad quality. Probably." And he continued, the teacher continued lowering the price. He went to $40. He says, "Hey, Johnny, would you buy the portfolios at $40?" And Johnny said, "No, absolutely not." And he says, "Why not?" $40 must be a very bad quality portfolios. So what do you think of the experiment? What do you think of the experiment, Mitch? Can you go too low in price? Can you go down too low in price? Is there an optimum price range? If you go too high, your clients will say no. And if you go too low, the clients will say no. Do you agree with that concept?
Well, it is depending the the buyer see the risks of the contents. If maybe if you are not giving a very a hard proposal, or maybe your proposal is pretty good, but you they don't trust you 100% to give you uh, a lot of money, and even if the price is pretty low, they could think that it's bad quality. Uh,
Exactly,
uh-huh.
exactly.
The better thing is the middle of both. To well, I people could say that is the safety way, not very low, not very much, because, for example, then pretty much you could risk if the things went wrong, you lose your money, and maybe when the middle in the middle one. If the things go wrong, okay, you lose your money, but what it doesn't hurt you too much. And the low, maybe you didn't even try it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I fully agree with your concept. Mickey, what do you think to conclude today's session? What do you think of this experiment? And have you seen something similar in your own business?
Yeah, uh, I've seen this case so many times, and more in the beginning because at the beginning I tried to sell cheapest. I had the thinking of if I sell more. well, if I sell cheaper, probably people gonna buy it. And at the end, I discovered that it was not the consequence that I was hoping, and people started doubting about the quality of my tennis shoes. So in that moment is when I realized that I need to sell the things, and I need to put the value of the things, depending of the value that I need to, well, that I want to show to other people. I think that it's necessary to always have a balance. And if you have something of 500 pesos, sell it at 500 pesos. Not decrease your price only because you want to get clients, because in occasions people could believe that what you're selling is not of good quality, and people could doubt about you and your products.
Yeah, I believe, I don't know, Mitch, Mickey, but I believe in business, one of the most difficult strategies is to set the
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
Setting the price sounds easy, but it's very difficult, it's very complex, and it requires a lot of experience and technical knowledge also. Like
Hmm.
Mickey says, like you say, Mitch, it requires justification, not only technical and economical, but also psychological justification. Do you agree, Mitch, Mickey? Do you
Absolutely.
agree?
Yeah.
In the eyes of the buyer, if he says low price, oh, it's cheap, it's bad quality.
Yeah.
So we need to be very careful. Okay, Mickey,
Actually,
what?
I'm
Yes,
sorry
Mickey,
to.
go. Go ahead, Mickey.
Uh, I want to tell you that one day I saw a video, and it was a social experiment where there was two cakes, two chocolate cakes, and one cake cost. I think that the slice $10, and the other slice was or the other cake was $3. But it was the same cake. But people, when try both, always say that the has better quality and best flavor was the cake of the $10 of for a slice, and it was the same cake. So sometimes I think that there's something psychological that influence that we believe that if something is more expensive, is better in everything, and in occasions, it's just uh, a way of thinking, I think.
You know what I'd like you guys to do?
Mm.
maybe would be maybe would help and foster the growth of your business and give some more clients. Maybe hopefully that you develop a YouTube channel, and in this YouTube channel you start including short capsules, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minute videos in which you mention concepts like this. Why in English? Because you would attract clients from Europe and from the US and Canada. And knowing them, they knowing that you are Latin, they would understand that you have access to, what did you, Mitch, say? Mitch said, what? 40, 60 million, 640 million people, right?
Yeah.
I think. Well, you have access to a huge market. And also that gives some flashy lights to your channels. What do you think? You think it would be a good project to carry out? Develop some YouTube channels? Mitch, Mickey, what do you think?
YouTube what?
Yeah,
Channel.
actually, I
Channel?
would like to create a TikTok channel. TikTok, because it is faster, because you can do a capsule of 30 seconds, and you can give a message and people gonna see it, and probably I think that it's easier to attract more people in TikTok now. But I
You
want
did a
to.
channel. You did a channel in TikTok.
I have a channel, but I don't appear in that channel. Only appear, for example, my sneakers. But I would like to give like uh, random facts about the tennis shoes, or about the brand, or about whatever. And yeah, that people knows me, because I went to a conference, and this person told to us that when people see people, feel more connected instead to only see the product. So I think that it's necessary to me to show me using the sneaker, or showing the sneaker, not only showing the sneaker, because people attract people.
Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely true. Well, Mitch, which would be your final comments? Today we had a new topic, a new variety of topics and concepts, mostly in business. What is your conclusion, Mitch?
You have to study very much your market to execute your better strategies for business.
Totally agree. Thank you, Mitch. What about you, Mickey? Which would be your concluding words for today's session?
uh, that it's so important to recognize the advantages that we have. For example, we are studying English, that we can talk to so many people, and that we can get to this public, and we can probably have a better connection with them. And apart of that, the importance in businesses, that it is important to know how to set a price or how to sell things, and how to give the value to the things that we are doing or selling. So yeah, it was great.
Okay, very nice. All right, Mickey, I understand that you're going to Guadalajara tomorrow. You think you're back by Saturday or Sunday so that we can have another session?
I will
Recover some.
be on Guadalajara until Sunday in the afternoon, teacher. Probably this week will be a little bit, this weekend will be a little bit difficult for me. But I think that we had the three classes of the week, so we only have the pending classes of the week that we went to Ixtapa, right?
Hmm. Well, maybe next week we can start recovering some of the classes, if not all, at least a few, and then the following week we recover some of the classes. What do you
Yeah.
think, Mitch? Do you like the idea?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, see you when, Mickey, Mitch? Next Monday, then?
Yeah, I can on Monday.
Can you, Mitch?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you very much, and see you on Monday. Take care and have a nice trip to Guadalajara, Mickey. Mitch,
Thank
enjoy
you
your
much,
weekend.
teacher.
See you
Have a
Take
later.
care
wonderful
and see you on
weekend.
Monday. Enjoy your weekend.
See you on Monday. You too. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.